Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In the last video I showed you this wig, and today I'm going to show you how I cut it. Okay guys, so I'm just going to show you the haircut that I did on this skunk kind of hairstyle. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm separating the front from the back, and I'm creating almost like ear tabs for where I want the hair to sit short around the ear, but I want to retain the length everywhere else. So as you can see, I'm using my favorite tool, which is a razor comb, and as you can see, I'm taking the middle section into 3 parts because I want to work effectively, and I also want to make sure that I'm not making any mistakes. So working in smaller sections always helps a lot more. So I start by pulling the hair to the same length as everything else, and I am using a water spray because when you are razoring hair, the last thing that you want to do is you want to do it dry when you're trying to get a shape into it, because dry will only affect the weight balance and the texture rather than affecting the actual shape of the haircut. So I move on to the front and blend it ever so slightly, and then taking just the smallest piece through the back, I'm using my comb, pulling it right out and blending it in so I can get more of like a layered look. So after I've done all of that, I'm now going into the bottom and the base, and as you can see where it's really chunky, I'm just going in with the razor parallel to the hair so that it can take off the weight but without disturbing the shape at all. So I'm just ever so slightly blending in the fringe, giving it a little bit of a trim, and because this is on a blockhead, so I can go with the comb and, you know, cut it downwards. So this technique of lifting the hair to an angle and cutting the excess is basically just so that I can preserve as much length as possible, but I'm just giving the hair inside it a lot more shape, a lot more layering, a lot more texture, and also any of those extra heavy weight points that's inside the hair, I'm able to get at them with a lot more ease and make sure that they're not looking so bulky, as so when I put it on, it's got a beautiful result. So as you can see, I've done one side, and as I'm moving towards the back, I'm pulling everything to the sides, because if I pull everything to the back, it's going to make the back shorter, whereas like I want the layering in the back to be a bit longer. So again, on the other side, I'm doing the same technique of pulling the hair out to the same point which the shorter tracks were put in, and then I'm just connecting it to either side and then taking the actual length of that middle piece and making it shorter. Here you can see me trying to measure up both sides together, and I twist the fronts as I razor them because I want the ends to not be so blunt. I want them to have a bit more texture to them. Again, I'm going in with my razor parallel to the hair just to make sure that I'm reducing weight, and then I'm going through the front and connecting the end of the fringe with the sides. You can see me check again and again just to make sure that the sides are even, because there's nothing worse than when you've done a haircut which is supposed to be balanced and the sides aren't even. So again, going through the back and coming through each section and making sure that I'm very loosely slicing with the razor, because I don't want to get a really blunt heavy cut. I'm trying to get things that are nice and soft. So again, with the razor, I'm going into the top sections where the shorter tracks are, and I'm blending them out a little bit. So instead of them having these harsher lines, they've just got like much more of a softer feel to them. Again, going through the back and mirroring everything that I did on the other side. just to make sure that everything is looking okay. Going back through the top and just making sure that everything has been evened out, because even though it's a textured haircut, it still needs some form of balance. So this is actually the final haircut, and as you can see, the layers, the coloring is so much better. So I'm using a bit of styling mousse and some cream, and I'm applying it through the mid-lengths and ends, and using a spider round brush, which is basically just a vented round brush, and a hair dryer. I'm just going from left to right, and downwards, just to make sure that I can get any harsh lines out of the way with the blow dry, and then just get a nice polished result on the wig. So I'm just going to finish that up and then I'll be back. Okay, so today there's no fancy blow drying. It's basically just almost a wrap dry, just to make sure that everything is smooth, and to make sure also that everything is in the right position, you know, so it's ready for a good set. You can see me doing a little bit of movement, but it's not a lot. And this is the final result on the wig. As you can see, just where the color is, if I part it in certain ways, it gives it this really like skunky stripe look. And you can see that this is where the ear tabs are, because you can see my ears are now exposed. And I'm just going to give it a good old little shake. How about that? A little shake. That's it. Perfect. Versatile, stunning. Honestly, like, you know you want one of these. Man wigs. So guys, here are some pictures so that you can see different angles of it. Tell me what you think of this tutorial. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And in the next one, I'm gonna show you how I color this wig, because I'm ever this blonde. And I'll see you next time.